When you look at artist charts, you're going to see like Mars, Venus, Aries, Taurus, highly artistic, because it's like utilizing the physicality of life. Like I'm going to use my body and just like sort of the elements, and I'm going to create something. And then Gemini, we know, is the development of our perception, our mind, our interpretation of the data and the information that surrounds us. And then fourth house is like continues that Gemini of like, oh yeah, and there's like data and information inside that surrounds me, right? So Gemini is this like external stimuli experience, and Cancer is like, oh, whoa, there's an inner world. And then when we get to the opposite of Cancer, Capricorn, Saturn, 10th house, that's when it's like, oh, there's like a whole big world out there, right? So that's like that experience of the 10th house. But the fourth house really brings us back into there is an inner dimension, there is an inner world within each one of us that is just so powerful, so full of an experience in and of itself, the inner dialogue. So then we see that developmental process of self-image that was underway with the 1, 2, 3. Now in the fourth house, Cancer, Moon energy, that self-image, it gets reflected upon. So if you are a Cancer, if you have strong fourth house, a fourth house moon, strong moon energy, then these people are highly self-aware, self-conscious, like Virgos, like Leos, highly self-conscious people, because it is all about the self, and it has been about the self with Aries, Taurus, Gemini. You can just see like self, what do I want to do? What's my experience? Where am I going? What mountain am I scaling with Aries? And then Taurus is like, I just want to be alone. I want to hear my own thoughts. I want to deepen into myself. Like, what do I want? Like, there's a whole world out there, Aries, Gemini, and everybody wants something and doing something and saying something. But Taurus is like, I just want to be with me and, select things that I want to experience. So Taurus is this really amazing energy that calms us down and brings us back to the self. It is ultimately solitude. And then Gemini brings us right back out again to the bigness of life and all the different stimuli, information, everything that is available. And then Cancer brings us back in to, okay, well, now again, who are you? And it's a developmental process of the self-image and self-awareness. And then Leo brings it back out to like, okay, you went deep into the body, to who you are in there, what you're holding. And so when we think about it on the level of frequency and like energy and who we're being, like the who we're being truly is an inner state. It comes from the inner, right? So our state of being and our personality and all this, it's externally witnessed, but it's actually an inner state, right? So fourth house Cancer moon is that, it's like inward. And so moon and sun, right? Sun is like external, like the sun gets us up every day and brings us out into the world, and we got to get up. And the moon is inward. And some of us are lunar beings, some of us are solar beings. And we don't have to separate and define like that, but I definitely feel like a lunar being all the way. Like I am like of the moon. I very much connect to that. I don't think everybody has to connect to it or does connect to that, but sometimes people do.